we're giving Brad Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow in 7 on this day of the podcast.
Is she in that movie?
She dies. That's her head in that box. Spoiler alert.
Ooh, my head in that box. La, la, la.
Black Hood. We're called the Red Circle. We're coming for you. We will find you. Find you. We will hunt you. Hunt you. We will land you.
He needs to be Old Yellard.
He had rabies, right? That's why
Yeah.
they had to kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Classic.
too much.
This episode is filler Tina Boots McGee.
It is, and it
And-
sets itself up like it's super important.
We're going to get an anthology breakdown of this episode focusing on 3 different tall tales, 3 different stories, interconnected, overlapping.
Spoiler alert, there is no murder in this episode.
No one dies this to go around.
So I'm sort of like, is this supposed to be the frame for like this whole season?
It low-key is the structure of every episode.
Yeah, like I
Like they
kind
all
of
go
just-
on individual quests. They all come together at the end.
like
at a
I
big
don't
event.
really understand what
It's not
purpose of this is,
1,000%. It's to increase intrigue.
we get like a little everybody reading that the Black Hood has decided that the next 48 hours must be sin free.
No sin for 48-hour challenge, which we will be participating in as well. So Betty and Jughead are laying next to each other
Presumably post-coital.
in FP's bed.
Yeah, where? Because I don't think I've seen this bed before. Is it just me?
It's giving new bed,
Jughead gets a phone call and it's Penny Peabody.
and she's like, it's time to collect. And so we start the tale of Archie and Jughead. Jughead goes to Pops to
Yes.
meet Penny.
Yes. And Penny is like, hey, Slay, your dad got beat the fuck up in prison.
A bunch of ghoulies got him in the boys' shower.
And it's like, what? And then she's
And-
like,
Yeah.
but they messed up that pretty face of his.
And she's like, it was retribution for you throwing the drag race last episode, sending so many ghoulies to jail. They took it out on Tu Papa.
And so she's like, well, we can do like a 2-for-1 where like you help me on a big thing and like we're even Stevens.
And like, I already helped so much with your dad's legal stuff. Like, I can try to get him out of prison. Jughead is like, well, what do you need me to do? And she's like, I need you to deliver a package. It's gonna be a crate. You're gonna deliver it to Greendale next door before midnight. You don't want to be caught dead in Greendale after midnight. Is Penny Peabody a witch?
She's giving witch vibes.
She's giving like, oh, supernatural things happen in that town, and we will get back to that.
We will.
So Jughead is like, okay, what's in the box?
Mm-hmm.
It's box. Penny Peabody is like, it's pancake mix. So we're at school. Jughead is like, Archie, I need your papa's truck to help me. I know, like, this will be your way to make up throwing the drag race. Like, you're in it with me. We're boyfriends.
Mhm.
So, like,
So
you have to
step
help me.
up. Yeah.
Cheryl busts in between them and is like, out of my way, Bert and Ernie.
It's
okay,
giving.
clear-coded.
It is. It's
okay.
and you know what? And she didn't even realize.
She might have called them foppish.
She might have even.
Like they're transporting box. Juggie was like, Archie, I need help with my box.
And I need your dad's
I
truck
need your
so we
dad's
can
truck
open
so
my
we can
box.
open my box. Juggie and Archie go to a storage unit with nothing but the box inside. Juggie's like, okay, Red, lift up my box. Jury's out on what Fred thinks Archie took the truck for.
Yeah, jury's out on where Fred is.
But Archie is like, Jug, you know I'm in this to the end, but like, where does it get you? Like, are you like, what does being a serpent like mean? Like, is this the type of stuff that's just like part of your daily, like, are you a drug runner, homie? And
Exactly.
Jughead is like, Archie, I'm taking it one singular day at a time.
Which is
trying
stupid.
to like keep my dad alive. Because to be fair, Jughead does think that
That's true. Jughead is under the
impression
that FP is getting pummeled.
suddenly a flat tire. We've all had a flat tire. Archie pulls over. They're in the middle of nowhere, like halfway to Greendale. Archie is like, Jughead, I don't even have a spare. Why?
Yeah, what the fuck? Well, honestly, that's Fred's tea. Like,
That is Fred's tea, just Archie paying the price. But luckily, a spooky man shows up. Spooky
get in my
man.
truck. Don't lift up that tarp, little man. I see you want to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, and he's like, I can carry the crate for you. Yeah. But I've only got room in my cab for one twink tonight. So which of you is coming with me to Greendale? You little hitchhikers.
And Juggie's like, I guess it's me.
I guess it's me. It's me. Juggie's like, Archie, hold on the fort. Call Triple C. Because
Like-
we can't even call Triple A.
Triple X.
Hey! Juggie is in the little car with Creepy Creepy Man. Creepy Creepy Man is like, remember that Riverdale Reaper? Let me tell you a ghost story, little boy.
When this is happening, he's also listening to like, it sort of sounds like evangelical talk radio.
It sounds like X.
Yes.
That sounds like I will not accept a life I do not deserve. A lot of us out here, we think that Black Hood's culling the sinners from this earth. Like, this is good what he's doing. Much like that Riverdale Reaper. And Jughead is like, who the hell is that? Riverdale had a Reaper? And the Creepy Creepy Man is like, yes, this was a serial killer back in the Dizzy who like did much of the same thing that the Black Hood is doing now.
He killed an entire family and they were innocent in a house off Fox Forest, which you
outside
will
of Pickens
remember.
Park.
Which you will remember. Betty went to a house outside
Of
Fox
Forest with that little box.
Mm-hmm.
Another box.
When she was giving Black Hood realness in the mirror.
Yeah. You never even saw the Riverdale Reaper and the Black Hood in the same room, did you, Jughead? Maybe they're the same person. Maybe things like this come in cycles and waves of terror. This is like Pennywise-ica.
Mm-hmm.
Every 27
It's giving
years.
every 27 years. It's giving it. It's
giving
giving it chapter 2. While Mr. Man and Jughead were in the car.
They're driving, talking about spooky ghost stories. Archie is receiving that Triple C.
Mm-hmm.
That
cock.
Come
Cream.
The towing and recovery service brought Archie a spare tire, and we do see a license plate asking ye shall receive.
Yes.
What state Riverdale is in. Every single license plate just says Riverdale. Much like how Archie's fake ID was literally for Riverdale. This is maybe in the cinematic universe, Riverdale is the 51st state.
So before Archie can get in his newly revitalized truck,
What before my wandering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny tinter reindeer. Archie sees a vision of a bloody deer across the street.
and it's like, what?
The creepy man is like, Jughead, I need a bite to eat. Let's pull over. So they pull over in a little diner with a gas station. And Jughead is like snooping around, looking at that tarp that he was told not to touch. But there's a bunch of blood leaking from underneath it.
And flies going bzzz.
So Jughead is like, he opens the little tarp. It's a deer, much like said Deerica that Archie saw the ghost of.
Mm-hmm.
Greendale is a town of ghosts.
It is.
Creepy man is inviting Jughead to dinner. They're eating. Jughead gave his last $18 to this man so that he could have hitchhike. The waitress comes by. She's like, here's your revive and here's the check. The creepy man.
The creepy man. He tells the junket, you must pay for the meal. And by the way, this isn't a French accent. I don't know what this is. And the waitress is like, stop, police. They're trying to dine and dash.
And Jughead is like, I have no money. Suddenly, what should my wandering... How does that fucking go?
Should you be my peer and wander with my eyes a bit?
Jughead sees Archie. And
Like
Archie
always?
does save his boyfriend like always. Archie pays for the dinner. Creepy man drives away and is like,
You'll taste the Reaper's blade. And it's like, okay, shut up.
Jughead is like, I need to get to Greendale. It's 11:49. Like,
Yeah, we gotta go.
yeah.
So
they
they go.
do.
And guess who they see? A German woman?
So they put the crate in the big spot on the pallet where Penny Peabody was like, put it there, Jughead. And there's a woman who gets wheelchaired out of the shadows by a man with like an AK-47.
Yeah, he's also giving like Twinkie boots.
Oh, Twinkie boots.
She looks like Leslie Jordan.
Rest in peace.
No, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. It's just like,
I
look
wish
at her,
it was Leslie
look at her
Jordan.
and tell me she doesn't.
No, yeah. I wish it was Leslie Jordan. I
Me
love
too.
that diva.
Maybe it was in drag.
They changed it to drag queens.
That.
So, I feel like that's the second or third
That
time I've
is.
said that on this podcast.
It's the second.
And I need to calm down.
Hey,
You need to calm down.
you're being too
I feel
loud.
like that was phallic.
She was giving thrusting.
Yeah. Thrust it.
Thrust it. Thrust it.
Thrust it. The German woman is like, which one are you, our Jughead?
Right.
The German woman is like, which one of you little twinks is Jugheadical Jones? And Jughead is like, how do you know my name?
So
That's not a
also,
good
you
way to
fucking
do that.
idiot.
Yeah,
Stop.
Both of you go, oh, he got sick. We had to fill in.
Yeah,
That's how you handle that.
that is. And
You
she's
actually
like,
go, my name is Tony Topaz.
no,
Like,
yeah, my name is Penny Peabody.
my name is Penny to Peabody.
Penny to Peabody.
Penny to Peabody.
Um,
The German lady is like, okay, you're going to be back next week, right? With another crate. And Jughead is like, no, this was a one-time deal. And she's like, Penny to Peabody said that this was going to be my new delivery boy. Also, don't piss me off. The crate is labeled for Messiconic, what the fuck, University from the H.P. Lovecraft books. The boyfriends are debriefing at Pop's after leaving Greendale, far after midnight, I'll note. And they saw some ghosts.
they did.
So basically, Jughead is Sally Bowles.
Yes, yes.
And-
Fräulein Salivos.
That was really good. That was really good. Like, that was shocking.
Jughead asks Archie out on a library date,
Yes.
and Archie says no, he has to go hang out with his girlfriend.
But
boyfriend.
he does say, Jughead, I can do next Tuesday. I'll pencil you in.
Yeah, but it's just sort of giving. They bonded, and now they're gonna kind of have to go for a second.
But I feel like this
That's
is
how
a little
Jughead is
dramatic.
feeling.
I
Yeah,
feel
that's how
like it's a little
Jughead is feeling.
dramatic.
I think because he wants to have something happen between him and Archie.
Yeah.
You know,
Now it's like almost sunrise.
Yeah.
It's the sunrise shift at the
sunrise over the
prison
reaping.
visitor session.
Yeah. Read.
What did I just say?
I don't know.
So Jughead goes to the prison. In comes FP, looking clean as a whistle. Better than
Not
the
a
last time. they
Actually,
visited
he
him.
looks good as
damn
fuck.
good.
So Jughead realizes, you whore Penny Peabody.
You tricked me into thinking that my father was being threatened so that I would be your little drug mule.
And he's calling her, by the way. He's
Yeah,
left
he's
the prison.
confronting
He's
her.
called her, and she's like, well, FP fucked me out of a deal, and now I'm taking it out on you, Jughead. So I'm just now getting started on you, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Cutting away from that to Josie. Here we have Josie, and
She's opening
this
her
is Josie's
locker.
problem.
She is being low-key stalked.
High key stalked.
She is opening her locker with Cheryl next door. They're kind of gabbing. Cheryl's like, oh my gosh, you saved me. I love you, Josie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very sweet, very wholesome.
Mhm.
Josie's opening the locker. It's a little teddy bear that says, I'll be watching you.
And Cheryl goes, oh, you're secret admirer, huh? And I think this is a little more concerning.
Josie is like, oh, who could have given me this? Let me go practice my piano alone at night in the music room. The reason she's doing this is because she's kind of undercover, trying to work on a solo act.
That Cheryl got for her after Josie's kind of, comforted her and helped save her from the whole Nick situation.
Yes.
Cheryl was like doing her Sharpay boots.
Yes.
Where she was like, here, I'll help you get into a solo gig
a recording
with the
deal.
recording guy.
And she goes, he heard your rendition of Milkshake
Which
and
is
was
crazy.
convinced that you needed to come in. Josie is doing that. There's a creepy janitor. And he's like, Josie, you good to lock up tonight? And she's like, yeah, Stinson. And they're like, they were the best of friends. They're actually, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's actually kind of
It's
awkward.
actually
She's
kind
low-key
of-
creeped by him.
And I would be too.
Josie's singing Spooky by the Atlantic Rhythm
And it
section.
sounds really good.
It's a really good song. I don't know if that's the original version of it, but we don't hear that version. We hear some woman singing it at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't know who it is.
But
I'm
I
sorry,
like the
guys. But it
song.
is good.
Spooky. That's not
how it goes at all. So the next day, after this little solo singing sesh, Josie is walking around and Chuck is like, hey,
Chuck
in.
Clayton of Sticky Maple fame from season 1.
He's like, hey, I'm not suspended anymore, and I'm walking into the practice room when you're practicing.
And I want you to go on a date with me, Josie McCoy. And she's like,
Ew.
you are a freakazoid that attacks women. And he's like, I've changed. I've started going to church. It's giving,
bitch, you're trying too hard.
Yeah. But Josie is kind of intrigued. Suddenly she's taking a shower.
She's doing a
taking
eucalyptus steam. This whole episode, she's been having a bit of like a little scratch her throat. Just
when
a little.
She tells Cheryl when she's like anxious, she loses her voice. It's the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Not a good thing as a performing artist.
No, honestly, you should
really
figure
bad.
that one out.
You should really get over that, Josie.
Yeah.
And all love to you. But
Yeah,
just saying
but,
this
like,
will become a problem.
A problem.
Like,
Yeah.
she's going to the girls' locker room to do a eucalyptus steam. Something you can do in a girls' locker room, I guess.
Like, why aren't you going to your home? Well, they're not actually staying at their home. Turns out Mayor McCoy is freaking it about Josie being out late. And so she's scared that there's gonna be some like killing
retribution
happening
yeah.
to Josie, you know. And so they're not staying at their house; they're staying at the Five Seasons.
Yeah. Suddenly, it's Valerie and Melody, and they're like, "How dare you go behind our backs? How dare you do a solo career? How dare you go out with Chuck Clayton?
You freak!"
And Josie is like, guys, I had one conversation with Chuck. I like haven't gone to do the record deal thingy yet. Cheryl's just trying to get me to do it because like I didn't like and then Valerie and Melody are like, I dump your ass. Josie is alone at school again after her eucalyptus steam dumping your ass gate.
Yeah.
And walking the halls, spooked, mind you. Spooky. And suddenly a big burly man barrels into her. It's Chuck Clayton. And she's like, oh my god, Chuck, what the fuck are you doing here? Also, though, I'm kind of spooked. Would you mind giving me a ride home? And he's like, yeah, but can I make one stop first? It's Pops. It's a date. He sprung a date on her.
He did. And a Pop Tate comes up and is like, hey, I love seeing you at church, Chuck.
Josie and Chuck start doing the twist. In the middle of the diner, Chuck is like, what if we danced?
They're twisting.
Yeah.
And Mayor McCoy and Sheriff Keller bust down the door.
They're like, what the hell, Josie? We were looking everywhere for you. We thought you'd been murdered.
And Mayor McCoy goes, I've been texting you for hours, and you're in here doing the twist.
So it's the next day at school. Josie is like, my life sucks. My mom thinks I'm going to get murdered. My mom thinks that she's going to die. I'm going to die. The Black Hood's going to kill us all. The town is out for our blood because of retribution for letting the Black Hood. And the
and also the death threats are getting racist.
The death threats are getting racist, and they're also starting to mention Josie. So she's like, my life sucks. Chuck is like being kind of nice, but I feel weird about that because that's gross. The Pussycats are like super mad at me because I was trying to like maybe do a deal without them just once. Cheryl, though, ever loving Cher, is like, let me comfort you, Josie. Let me pet you. And she pets her for a long time
and
in
we're
the hallway.
And we're really focused on it. The camera is there.
So they're walking to the music room and there's a package.
Multiple things on this piano stool. One of which is I'm going to say it, a picture that looks like Whoopi Goldberg and not Josie McCoy.
And scrawled on this little pad, it says,
looks like a kindergartner wrote it.
If I can't have you, no one can.
Next to it is a package. It's a pig's heart. They immediately, by the way, know this is a pig's heart. I would not know by looking at it that it's a pig's heart.
Is because
that's right, I forgot.
In bio class, Cheryl and Josie had been carving up pig's hearts, dissecting.
Yes.
The only class we've ever seen any of these kids in is bio.
Yeah, and then
except for English at Southside High.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And that was run by a drug kingpin. So
yeah.
And so Cheryl goes, "Oh my God, Chuck
he
did
must
this.
have done this." So they run into the student lounge, and Cheryl is like, "Chuck Clayton, I hate you. You just did this to Josie." The creepy janitor guy, Mr. McStevenson Sven, is like, "Josie, did he do this?" And she's like, it was him. Low-key, there's really nothing tying this to Chuck.
There's nothing.
Except for the fact that he was creeping around school waiting for Josie.
Yeah, but I also just think that, like, if they had a good time, he wouldn't keep doing crazy things. Yeah.
Josie
has a nightmare about being in the music room late at night and getting her throat slit by the Black Hood.
Yes. So she wakes up
And she's like,
She has no voice.
She can't speak.
She's so stressed she lost her voice. We told you this would be an issue, Miss McCoy.
Yes.
Josie has had an awful week at Riverdale High.
She really has. She's been stalked. She's been harassed. She went on a date with Chuck Clayton and did the twist. Mayor McCoy came in and got mad at her for doing the twist. The twist.
All of her friends hate her. She's receiving really awful stalkery notes, maybe from the janitor, maybe from Chuck, maybe from the Black Hood himself.
She's
losing
her
Is
voice.
gonna kill her. And there's not really a resolution.
And there's not. It's like, damn, that sucks,
That
Josie.
sucks, Josie.
We cut to
A little pencil scribbling away, graphite shavings hitting the floor.
and we're hearing Josie's cover of Spooky,
Spooky.
but coming through like headphones or something.
Who's listening to this?
Yeah.
This demo track that
And
maybe only one of Josie's closest confidants could have even been given.
and what are they drawing? Because it kind of looks like somebody we know.
Somebody that is being shipped with Josie?
Cheryl?
Cheryl is the stalker. I've got a girl crush. I hate to admit it, but I got a heart rush. It ain't slowing down.
So that's cunt, actually.
We cut to Betty and Veronica's anthology.
And TBH yawn fest.
Whenever Jughead took his morning call from Penny Peabody at the very top, leaving Betty alone in his bed, Betty was like, it couldn't be that the Black Hood is Sheriff Keller? He's the only one that had access to the jail cell where
The Sugar Man was
shot.
murdered.
Kevin is walking with Betty and Veronica at school. After Betty kind of formulates this theory in the back of her head, Kevin is like, I feel so bad for my dad. He's been like not sleeping. This Black Hood stuff is really getting to his head. Like he's out at really crazy hours in the middle of the night. He's like doing wild stuff all the time. La 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 la. And so Betty and Ronnie are like, neener in the blue and gold room. And Ronnie is like, he's having an affair. And Betty is like, I think he's the Black Hood. And Ronnie's like,
What?
First mention of Kevin's mom.
Yes.
Kevin's mom is stationed in Bahrain.
So she is Navy Boots.
She's Navy Boots, and that's why she's MIA. Well,
Yes.
she's not. She's in action.
Yeah, she's
not missing. So Betty decides to investigate by going and interviewing Sheriff Keller in the jail, where he's like, let me show you, Betty. This is how the person broke in. This is what the like holding cell looks like. This is like where I was that night. Like la la la. And Betty is like, doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like, girl,
Okay.
he's being so forthcoming. Like,
Ronnie, though, her investigation looks a little different.
it's slayful.
She decides to have a sleepover and force Kevin to host it so that she can sneak around the Keller house at night.
Kevin's got some appendages going on in this.
And Ronnie is snooping around. She is on the phone with Betty. And this is the only thing from this anthology that I love.
Which is cunt. It's cunt.
They do a split screen. Betty is like, Ronnie, what are you doing? Ronnie's poking around. She's looking. There's locked doors. Long story short, she goes to the basement,
She's hearing grunting.
like moaning, deep set moaning. Sheriff Keller's getting a good pump in, of course.
Well, yes.
A late night pump.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie is like, I came to get Kevin some milk. Is there any down here? I'd also love some of your juice. And he's like, it's in the fridge right here, Ronnie. Let me get that for you. And she's like, must be hard having a wife in Bahrain. Don't you ever just miss that good touch of a woman? And he's like, And then Kevin comes down with a glass of milk and a little mustache, and he's like, Ronnie, come back upstairs. I have to play the game with you.
Yeah, it's giving. He's giving Fregley.
He is.
After this, Betty is still not satisfied with Veronica's debrief of the situation
Betty breaks into the house to go through the locked door that Ronnie couldn't get past.
because Ronnie did not have a bobby pin.
But Betty does, and she's Nancy Drew. Betty zooms into Sheriff Keller's office and sees a murder wall. You mean like the one he had for JJ's killer? But Betty is like, he has a murder wall. And then Sheriff Keller walks in and is like,
Betty, what the hell?
what are you doing in here? He takes her into the station with Hal. Boo. Sheriff Keller is like, Betty, here's my log of all of my like hours on the clock. These are alibis of literally me doing things in uniform on camera while all of the other Black Hood murders have been happening. It wasn't me, girl.
Yeah, and Betty's like, exactly what the Black Hood would say.
Yeah.
She's really just dying on this hill.
And for no reason, but
So she proposes a stakeout with Ronnie.
Betty and Ronnie trail Sheriff Keller to a sleazy little tropical inn, a motel even. A sultry, silken woman comes out.
It's Mayor McCoy in lingerie.
And they kiss, they mack it. And Betty and Ronnie go, oh.
They really do.
Yeah. And I guess I get that. It's two married people, but also
yeah, but also
pretty,
they're cute. I don't know.
They are cute. And also
They're
it's
also
giving like they both were the ones that were looking together for Josie when she was in trouble earlier.
Like little seeds.
Ronnie and Betty are coming to Pops to debrief the, oh my gosh, we just saw the mayor and the sheriff macking it. Turns out this is the same time that Juggie and Archie were also coming to Pops in the very early hours of the morning. Turns out Josie and Cheryl are also at Pops right now because Josie wanted an early morning, late night milkshake to soothe her voice.
Yeah, something like that.
And Cheryl was around. Suddenly, bratting. Pop Tate is getting a little phone call and he's like, oh my gosh, it's the Black Hood, everyone. I have an announcement. He says that we failed the Sinner's Challenge. Don't send for 48 hours. That's like, well, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, the reckoning is upon us.
Spooky. This episode was one of the least impactful we've come across.
Plot-wise, yeah. And it was like giving boring, but we made it fun, of course.
Yeah. And honestly, if for nothing else, we did get a lot of Josie play.
We did. And we got Cheryl being crazy.
And for the first time, openly a little les.
She is. But Loki, like, was he giving Jesus in the womb, though?
No, he was giving just, like, little thing.